So she's really living life, whereas the others would love to be back on TV. So that's it. But my point is, Marge, you're a little off because Ramona is not allowed on TV with NBC Bravo anymore. Luann and Dorinda are definitely good choices. Who could you throw in instead of Ramona? I don't know. I mean, Jill is friends with Luann. Well, Jill and Dorinda don't get along. Well, that could be good for good TV. So I don't know. Um, but I also, so I thought that was interesting because I mean, I'm just she realized Ramona's done. And by the way, is this Marge? Like, I thought, how can I put this? To me, it's like, is Marge setting herself up because Ramona doesn't have a show, Luann doesn't have a show, Dorinda doesn't have a show. I'm not talking about Traitors. I'm talking about like an actual series on Bravo. Dolores and, or maybe she said Melissa, regardless, Dolores, Melissa, Fessler, they don't have shows at the moment. Like, are you basically admitting to us that you know you're not going back? Like, I think in her heart of hearts, Margaret knows she's not going back. I really do. I think this statement, although a good idea, actually, Margaret, it's a good idea. I actually would like this to be green lit. I would hold on this for a minute, girl, and not talk about your alternates. Let's just see if you can invite it back. I think it's almost like admitting that she knows she's not going back. And by the way, for all of Aiden's bullshit, I think she knows deep down that she's not going back. She has to. She can't be that fucking dumb. I mean, she is just desperate to get her story out there. And it's like, nobody fucking cares anymore, girl. Now they say she's going to have a podcast. I mean, is anyone going to listen to her podcast? I don't see it. So I think she knows too. That's all. That's all. Nothing bad. Wish everyone the best of luck. That's just how I see all this going. And yeah, I mean, what else can I tell you about Jersey? Oh, Teresa's people have been asking me about this is going to be a two-parter, guys. Teresa is people have been asking me about Gia and the show about the kids. Well, that's still coming, everybody. That's still being filmed and it is coming soon. I have mixed feelings about that show. Dying. I'm not like dying to watch it, but a lot of you are. And just I guess while I have all of you, people just want me to have asked, have I truly given up on Real Housewives of New York? I'm going through this is actually like viewer questions here today. I never will truly give up on anything. I mean, season 3 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City to me is one of the worst seasons of a reality show that have ever existed in the history of TV. And I had given up on Salt Lake and was never going to watch Salt Lake again as long as I shall live. And here we are. We have come back from that with Von Teese, and now we have a great fucking season. So I'm not giving up completely. New York is mildly, it's the opposite of Sarah Fraser. Sarah Fraser hates it this season. I have like it a little better. So a Sutton and Dorit, we'll do a little State of the Union here. Sutton and Dorit, Sutton was overseas at FanFest for Bravo, and she suggested that Dorit lives above her means. Duh. And rumor is that Dorit fights with the whole cast this season, but that her and Sutton have just fall out smack. I mean, I'd love to see Sutton defending Kyle and just team Kyle Richards. Sutton also shaded Diana Jenkins as a lip licker, hinted at a possible friendship with Lisa Rinna. Okay, so there's she's doing the usual. Do I think Kyle should have named them faster? Yes, do. I think Sutton's a great housewife. Do I think that Crystal's claims that it's Kyle's show are true? I do. I think it's Kyle's show. I don't think you have to be friendly with Kyle. I think you can come on the show and you can not like Kyle, but I think that Kyle Richards does it the best and she is not going anywhere. Teddi's divorce, I am not shocked. We already did a show on that last week. Edwin did a post a few days like after that or right before that saying that there were dark days, hinting that this was coming around. Teddi's statement here, this is Edwin's statement on it said, this is before Teddi announced it. He was doing hot yoga, and Edwin said, you're not always going to be motivated or inspired. That's where rituals and habits come in. Having good habits is what will get you through the dark days. It's when you're under pressure that your true character is revealed. I mean, Edwin looks worse for the wear here. I mean, I am not one to judge. I often roll out of bed. The other day, someone ran, I mean, first of all, let me tell you something. In Sag Harbor or any of these towns in the Hamptons, this is why I love it. It's like cosmopolitan in New York, but it's so small town. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to run and get a cup of coffee because our building coffee was out. We're having a moment. So I'm like, who the fuck? I live right near Main Street. I mean, literally, I walk. I'm like, who the fuck is going to see me? Well, I throw on, I mean, granted, I come on this podcast half the time like that, but I throw on not even just sweats, but literally the oldest sweats. They have like things hanging from them, like strands, like they're coming undone. I look literally, and I ran into like 8,000 people on Main Street that are like, you literally look homeless. I'm like, I do. So no judgments, Edwin, because I actually go out in public sometimes just like I can't be bothered. But of course you run into a lot of people, but that's also what I love here. So look, I don't wish a divorce on anyone. Teddi has moved for sole custody of the children. Let's see what happens. Look, even the things that start out friendly often do not end friendly, right? So I hope it ends well. I don't wish a divorce on anyone. Some people are saying Teddi copied Kyle. I highly doubt that. I'm not shocked. I never saw Edwin and Teddi so lovey-dovey. It's just my thing. I never saw it so lovey-dovey. Shannon Beador is now saying that, and this is the shit that I hate. Kyle does this every fucking season. Kyle says, I always say I don't know if I'm coming back. I assess where I am in life and I assess the situation. By the way, they also haven't asked me back. So I have to, okay, first of all, Kyle, they're going to ask you back every year from now until you become Teresa. Okay. We have about 5 decades left and you will be gone and I will be gone. And plenty of people listening to this will no longer be of the earth. So Kyle Richards, I don't buy it. Shannon Beador is now saying, she's asked if she'll film with Alexis Bellino for season 19. And Shannon is saying, like, I don't know. I don't know. If everyone wants to, she said, I don't know if I want to put myself in such a toxic situation. Again, the rumor about Shannon in the real world is that everything is about the show. People have told me this before I had this podcast in the beginning. That's what people say. It's all about the show for Shannon. She's that girl that says, oh my God, we're in a fight, Emily. Don't fight with me now. We'll save it for 4 months from now when we start to film. Shannon's that girl, apparently. So, when Shannon's like, I don't know if, I'll have to assess whether I want this type of drama in my life. Everybody chill out. Shannon Beador is going to be offered a contract and she is going to come back. Okay. She probably makes over $1 million or $1 million now. Shannon's coming back. She's not leaving the show. She crashed her car into a fucking house. Her dog, God knows, went flying. The dog could be dead. The dog is alive. And she still came back. And the whole season was about her. And she didn't know how they were going to edit it. So she's coming back, everybody. She's coming back. Shannon Beador is not quitting the Real Housewives of Orange County. Let's live in reality. Look at me getting riled up at the end. But she made it clear that if Alexis were to return, she would not be seen with her on camera. Now, that's not the same as not coming back. But she did say in a separate interview, I don't know if I'm interested in the drama. But if everyone wants to bring Alexis back, have a nice time with her, I'm not filming with her ever again. I'm not going to put myself through that again. It was really, really difficult. So she says she'll never film with Alexis again. Now, I believe that Shannon's coming back. I believe Alexis possibly is coming back. Not necessarily. This could be enough to not have Alexis coming back. I see what Shannon's doing. This is really going to help because we have a friend of, we have a housewife. We're not losing Shannon. So it's a smart move. It's a smart move. Um, it's a smart move. I just am wondering if we bring Alexis back, does Shannon mean that? Will she really, truly, from the bottom of her heart, not film with Alexis? Truly? Or will she give in and film with her? Because here we go again. When Teresa and Melissa did not film together, and Tom and Ariana did not film together, we have two major franchises on fucking pause. Okay. So all I'm saying is maybe this is true. And maybe that when they bring Shannon back, they will now not bring Alexis back because that would be smart. That would solve this problem. But if they do bring Alexis back and they don't like being